Have you ever felt a sudden, inexplicable shift in the atmosphere around you? As if the universe itself just paused to acknowledge your presence? Welcome to RationalDeen. Today we are diving into a spiritual reality that most people will never experience. You aren't here by accident, you are here because the frequency of your life has reached the ears of the Creator. In this video, we are uncovering the profound mystery of what happens when God speaks your name out loud in the heavens. You are going to learn how to recognize the signs of this divine recognition, how it changes your authority on earth, and exactly what is expected of you now that you've been called. Stay with me until the end because your understanding of your own identity is about to be completely transformed. The moment your name echoes through the halls of heaven, the spiritual atmosphere surrounding your life undergoes an irreversible transformation. This isn't just a symbolic gesture. It is a formal activation of your divine blueprint that signals the end of your hidden years. As the Creator voices your identity, the frequency of your soul begins to align with a higher purpose that you may have felt coming but couldn't quite define until this very second. You are being moved from the periphery of spiritual events to the very center of a divine plan designed specifically for your unique strengths and past sacrifices. This heavenly announcement acts as a spiritual summons, calling forth the gifts and talents that have been lying dormant within you during your season of preparation. When God speaks your name, He is not just identifying you. He is authorizing you to take up space and exercise authority in realms where you were previously ignored. The whispers of doubt that used to plague your mind are systematically replaced by a resonant clarity that stems directly from this celestial recognition. It is the definitive yes to all the silent questions you have asked in the dark, confirming that your journey has been seen and your endurance has been honored. The weight of this call brings with it a new covenant of favor that begins to manifest in your physical reality almost immediately. You will find that doors which were bolted shut by human hands start to give way because the voice that created the stars has commanded them to open for you. This is the stage where your waiting room experience expires, and your throne room authority begins to take shape in your daily interactions. You are no longer navigating life based on luck or coincidence, but moving under the direct influence of a heavenly decree that preceded your arrival into this day. As this sound travels from the heavens to your heart, it creates a shield of protection that wards off the distractions and discouragements of the world. Hearing your name spoken by the divine provides an internal anchor that makes the opinions of men irrelevant, and the obstacles of the enemy seem small. It is a profound psychological and spiritual reset that cleanses you from the exhaustion of your previous battles. You are being refreshed with a supernatural energy that allows you to run without getting weary, fueled by the knowledge that you are known by name by the ultimate authority. Finally, this shift marks the beginning of a rapid acceleration in your personal timeline where years of progress will now be condensed into months. Because your name has been spoken out loud, the resources of heaven are now being dispatched to support the mission associated with your identity. You are entering a period of high-level synchronicity where the right people, the right opportunities, and the right insights will gravitate toward you with magnetic precision. Embrace this transition with total confidence, knowing that the shout of heaven has officially drowned out the murmurs of the earth. The frequency of favor is not a random occurrence, but a precise spiritual alignment that begins the moment your spirit resonates with the sound of the divine voice. As you tune into this celestial broadcast, the static of the world, the stress, the doubt, and the noise of society starts to fade into the background. You are entering a state of spiritual synchronization, where your desires begin to mirror the intentions of the Creator, creating a seamless flow of purpose and action. This alignment acts as a beacon, drawing opportunities toward you that are perfectly calibrated to your soul's frequency, ensuring that you no longer have to strive for what is already yours. In this heightened state of awareness, you will notice that your intuition becomes sharper and your discernment more profound. This is the result of your spirit catching the vibrations of the instructions following your name being spoken in heaven. You are being given the ability to hear what is not being said and to see what is hidden from the physical eye, allowing you to navigate complex situations with supernatural ease. This frequency is a language of peace that surpasses all understanding, providing you with a calm center even when the world around you is in a state of chaos. As you maintain this alignment, the atmosphere around you literally begins to shift to accommodate your new spiritual standing. People will sense a change in your presence, often without being able to explain why, as the frequency of favor radiates from your very core. This isn't something you can manufacture. It is a byproduct of being recognized in the throne room and accepting that recognition as your new reality. Your environment is now being restructured to support your growth, removing obstacles that once seemed insurmountable and replacing them with a path of least resistance. Living on this frequency requires a conscious decision to protect your peace and guard your heart against lower vibrations like fear or bitterness. When you are aligned with the divine voice, you become a conduit for miracles and breakthroughs that affect not just your life, but the lives of those around you. You are essentially walking in a different dimension of reality, one where the laws of lack and limitation no longer apply to you. This is the power of resonance, because you have agreed with what heaven has said about you. The earth has no choice but to manifest that agreement. Finally, this alignment brings a sense of effortless momentum into your daily life, where timing becomes your greatest ally. You will find yourself at the right place at the right time, meeting the right people with uncanny precision. This is the frequency of favor in action, orchestrating the details of your life so that every step you take is ordered and every word you speak carries weight. You are moving in rhythm with the heartbeat of heaven, and in this flow, there is no room for failure, only for the continuous unfolding of your divine destiny. The courtrooms of heaven have convened, and a formal verdict has been issued concerning your life, your legacy, and your future. For years, there may have been accusations or spiritual blockages holding you back. But the mention of your name today signifies that the judge of all the earth has ruled in your favor. This is a legal shift in the spirit realm where old cycles of debt, delay, and generational struggle are officially broken. The evidence of your faithfulness and your endurance through trial has been presented, and the decree has been signed to release everything that was rightfully yours but was being withheld. Because the verdict is in, the spiritual restraining orders that were placed against your progress by the enemy have been nullified. You are now operating under a new mandate of liberty, where the legal grounds for your suffering or stagnation have been removed by divine authority. This means that any door that was closed by spiritual opposition must now fly open, as there is no longer a legal basis for it to remain shut. You are stepping into a season of restitution, where you are being compensated for the time, energy, and joy that you lost during your years of testing. This heavenly ruling also means that your name has been cleared of every false accusation and every label that the world tried to pin on you. In the eyes of the divine court, you are seen in your full purity and potential, and this heavenly perspective is now overriding the earthly narrative. You no longer have to defend yourself or fight for your reputation, because the highest court has already declared your righteousness. This inner clearance brings a profound sense of relief and a clean slate feeling that allows you to start this new chapter without the weight of the past dragging you down. As this verdict is executed in the physical realm, you will see a sudden settling of long-standing issues that seemed like they would never be resolved. Legal matters, family disputes, and financial blockages will begin to clear up with surprising speed because the spiritual authority has been granted for their resolution. You are witnessing the manifestation of a divine case-closed sign over the struggles of your previous season. This is the power of a heavenly decree. When the ultimate authority speaks, Every lower power must align with that word and surrender its hold on your life. Ultimately, the verdict is a call to step into your role as an ambassador of this new justice, walking with the confidence of someone who knows they are backed by the highest power in existence. You are no longer a defendant in the trials of life. You are a beneficiary of a divine inheritance that has been legally secured for you. Carry this truth into every room you enter, knowing that your victory is not a matter of chance, but a matter of law. The court has risen, the ruling is final, and your time of elevation has officially begun. The unique signature of a chosen one is not found in outward displays of vanity, but in the quiet strength of a heart that has been refined by fire. You possess an innate resilience that has allowed you to bounce back from setbacks that would have crushed others, proving that there is a divine substance within you that cannot be broken. This signature is marked by a purity of intent. Even when you were at your lowest, you still desired to do good and remain faithful to your principle. It is this specific combination of endurance and integrity that has made your name resonate in the heavenly realms, marking you as a vessel prepared for a high-level assignment. Your signature also carries a distinct frequency of empathy, born from the very pain you have overcome. Unlike those who walk a smooth path, your journey has given you the ability to see the hidden wounds of others and to offer a comfort that is authentic and deep. This capacity for compassion is a prerequisite for the authority you are now receiving, as the Creator only entrusts true power to those who will use it to heal and uplift. Your life experiences have been a series of training modules, each one adding a new layer to the spiritual DNA that identifies you as a trusted servant of the divine plan. Furthermore, being chosen means possessing a restless spirit that refuses to settle for the mundane or the superficial. You have always felt a divine discontent, a sense that there was more to life than what you could see, and a calling to reach for something eternal. This internal drive is a clear sign that you are wired for a purpose that transcends the ordinary, pushing you to seek truth even when it was unpopular or difficult. Your signature is defined by this pursuit of excellence and your refusal to compromise your values for temporary gain, making you a standout candidate for heavenly favor. The signature of the chosen is also visible in your spiritual stubbornness, the refusal to give up on your dreams or your faith, even when every circumstance screamed that you should quit. This tenacity is what qualifies you to carry the weight of a crown, as it demonstrates that you have the character to sustain the blessings that are coming your way. You have been tested in the secret place, in the moments when no one was watching, and you have proven yourself to be a person of substance. Your identity is now being revealed not as a victim of circumstances, but as a victor who has been forged in the shadows to shine in the light. Finally, your unique assignment is the final component of this signature, representing the specific puzzle piece that only you can provide to the world. No one else has your exact combination of experiences, perspectives, and spiritual gifts, which makes your contribution irreplaceable. When God spoke your name, He was acknowledging that the time has come for your specific flavor of light to be released into the earth. You are not a carbon copy of anyone else. You are a custom-designed masterpiece, and your signature is the mark of a creator who takes pride in the complexity and beauty of your soul. The moment your name is announced in heaven, the enemy begins to tremble because your reveal signifies the end of his influence over your territory. For a long time, you may have been a hidden threat, but now that you are being officially authorized, the darkness recognizes that its time of unopposed operation is over. Your emergence is a direct challenge to the status quo of failure and limitation that has plagued your bloodline or your environment. The enemy fears your awakening more than anything else, because a chosen one who knows their identity is an unstoppable force for divine justice. This spiritual trembling is often reflected in an increase of last-minute distractions or intensified warfare right before your breakthrough. The shadows recognize the light that is about to be unleashed through you, and they attempt to use fear, doubt, or old triggers to make you retreat into your shell. However, these attacks are actually confirmations of your new status. The enemy does not fight those who are not a threat. By standing firm and refusing to be intimidated, you are demonstrating that the power within you is infinitely greater than any pressure from the outside, further terrifying the forces that seek to hold you back. The enemy also trembles because your name being spoken in heaven means that you are now under a diplomatic immunity of sorts. The spiritual legalities have shifted, and the traps that used to catch you will no longer work because you are operating on a higher plane of consciousness and authority. Your presence in a room now shifts the atmosphere, bringing a light that exposes the hidden agendas of darkness and clears the way for truth. This level of influence is what the enemy has tried to prevent for years, but now that the decree has been issued, there is nothing that can stop your advance. Furthermore, your reveal brings a domino effect of liberation to those connected to you, which is the ultimate nightmare for the forces of darkness. As you step into your power, you give others the permission and the courage to do the same, breaking the chains of fear across your entire sphere of influence. You are no longer just a solo practitioner of faith. You have become a commander in the spirit, leading a movement of restoration. This multiplying effect of your influence is why the enemy is so desperate to silence you. Yet your name continues to echo with a resonance that shatters every yoke. In the end, the trembling of the enemy is the soundtrack to your victory, a sign that the old regime has been overthrown and your new era has begun. You are walking into battle not to fight for victory, but to enforce a victory that has already been won in the highest court. Every step you take with confidence causes the foundations of darkness to shake, as you are a living manifestation of the Creator's power on earth. Embrace this reality, hold your head high, and walk into your destiny with the boldness of one who knows that the entire host of heaven is standing behind them. The weight of the crown you are now being called to wear is a profound balance between the rewards of your endurance and the heavy responsibility of divine authority. Being called by name is not merely an invitation to receive blessings, but a summons to step into a leadership role that requires absolute integrity and a higher standard of living. This crown is not for the ego. It is a spiritual mantle that signifies you have been trusted with the welfare of others and the execution of a heavenly agenda. As you accept this honor, you must also accept the discipline that comes with it. Understanding that every action you take now carries a far greater impact than ever before, this responsibility means that you can no longer afford to react to life's challenges with your old, unrefined habits. When you carry a crown, your words possess the power to build or destroy, and your decisions set a precedent for those who look to you for guidance. The reward for your past suffering is the authority to change your circumstances, but the cost is the requirement to remain humble and grounded in your purpose. You are being asked to represent the kingdom in every interaction, ensuring that the light you carry is never dimmed by petty grievances or worldly distractions. The reward aspect of this crown is the supernatural ease and favor that will now accompany your efforts, making the difficult things of the past seem effortless. Because you have accepted the responsibility of your assignment, the universe is now organized to provide you with the resources, protection, and wisdom necessary to succeed. You will find that as you focus on your divine duty, your personal needs are met with an abundance that reflects the generosity of the one who called you. This is the beauty of the divine economy. The greater the service you provide to the world, the greater the harvest you receive in return. However, the crown also serves as a filter, removing from your life anything that does not align with your new level of authority. You may find that certain relationships, environments, or habits naturally fall away because they cannot survive the weight of the glory you now carry. This pruning process is a necessary part of your elevation. ensuring that you are not weighed down by the common things of your past as you ascend to your chosen future. Embrace this shedding with gratitude, knowing that it is making room for the high-level connections and opportunities that match your royal identity. Ultimately, wearing this crown means walking with a quiet confidence that does not need to shout to be heard. You don't need to prove your status to anyone because your results and your presence will speak for themselves. You are moving from a seeker of blessings to a distributor of blessings, recognizing that the true value of your crown is found in how much light you can bring to the dark places of the world. This is your new reality, a life where divine reward and sacred duty are intertwined, calling you to live with a sense of majesty that honors the one who spoke your name. Disconnecting from earthly labels is the most vital step in fully inhabiting the new identity that has been declared over you in the heavenly realms. Throughout your life, people have tried to define you based on your mistakes, your background, or their own limited perceptions of what is possible for you. These labels, the failure, the outsider, the quiet one, or the underdog, were designed to keep you confined within a small, predictable box. But when the Creator speaks your name, those human descriptions are instantly rendered obsolete, and you must make the conscious choice to stop answering to them. To truly walk in your power, you must perform a spiritual unlearning of the narratives that were forced upon you by society and even by those closest to you. The critics and doubters only saw the surface, but the voice in the throne room has seen the depths of your spirit and the magnitude of your potential. By rejecting earthly labels, you are essentially telling the world that you no longer give it permission to tell you who you are. You are moving from a state of being defined by others to a state of being defined by the divine, which is the only definition that carries eternal weight. This process of disconnection requires you to guard your ears and your heart against the noise of popular opinion and social comparison. When you stop seeking validation from people, you become immune to their criticism and their praise, both of which can be equally distracting. Your focus shifts inward and upward, tuning into the frequency of what God called you when He spoke your name today. This divine label, the chosen, the overcomer, the light-bearer, is the only one that truly fits the complexity of your soul and the scope of your future. As you shed these old labels, you will experience a profound sense of liberation that allows you to act with a boldness you never knew you possessed. You will find yourself entering rooms you once felt unqualified for and speaking truths you once kept hidden, simply because the weight of human judgment no longer holds you back. You are shedding the garments of the commoner to put on the robes of the chosen. And this transition requires you to leave behind every false name you ever accepted out of fear or a need to belong. Ultimately, your new identity is a fortress that protects you from the shifting winds of earthly culture and human fickleness. When you know who you are in the eyes of the divine, you become an unshakable force that can navigate any storm with grace and authority. You are no longer a victim of your past or a product of your environment. You are a living expression of a heavenly decree. Respond only to the name that God has given you, and watch as the world begins to align itself with the truth of who you have always been meant to be. As we close this sacred space today, remember that you are no longer the person you were before you clicked on this video. The moment your name was echoed in the heavenly realms, your old identity expired and your divine authority was activated. You have learned that your isolation was preparation, your pain was a refinement process, and your name is known by the highest power in existence. From this moment on, walk with your head held high, not out of pride, but out of a deep, humble realization that you are officially on a divine assignment. The silence is over, the verdict is in, and the world is about to see the light you've been carrying in the shadows. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Which of these 10 points resonated most with your soul today? Was it the realization that the enemy is trembling at your reveal, or the peace that comes from shedding earthly labels? Let's start a conversation in the comments below. to let me know you stayed until the very end and to help this message reach more chosen ones who need to hear their name called. Type the word crowned in the comments. By writing this, you are claiming your new identity and helping the algorithm push this light to those still lost in the dark. I leave you with this final thought. He who calls you by name does not see your shadows. He sees the sun that is about to rise within you. Thank you for being part of the RationalDeen family. Stand tall, stay chosen, and I will see you in the next video.